Good morning, afternoon, whatever it is. Welcome to this episode in our TV channel for All Things Possible. And today we are going to be talking about living in the moment, the value of just enjoying life and focusing on the great things. We are coming to you, as you can see the beautiful scenery behind us. No, that is not a backdrop. You can hear the birds in the background. We are on the coast of Costa Rica in a town called Capos at this beautiful resort, and just have spent a whole week here taking some downtime, taking us time and recharging and just enjoying life. There's a common phrase that everybody says here in Costa Rica, and that is Pura Vida, Pura Vida.
Like this.
Like this, okay?
Hey, let it down so it works.
Okay, very good.
There we go.
See, like that, okay. Pura Vida, that's a funny little gecko or something there.
But we're on vacation, and in Costa Rica they say Pura Vida all the time, and it's the power of now. Live in the moment. So I'm Kris Barney, this is Bill Barney, and we're really thrilled to have you here with us. And we want to share with you some things that we teach this all the time, and it's something that we live by. But we have watched a whole community, a whole area of people that live at a different level, and that really every single moment of their life is lived this way. So we want to share that with you today.
So let's just talk about that. Pura Vida, obviously that's a Spanish word. Translated directly, it means pure life, but it means just much more than that translation. This is a common phrase that they use for just about anything. I mean, this can be used to say hello or goodbye, or hey, life is awesome, everything is great, everything is good. You even say, how are you doing, can be Pura Vida. Like, and you're not asking how are you doing, you want them to say, hey, life is great.
Everything is great, everything's awesome. That's some of the language that you would hear from us in our area. But for them, it's just pure life. It's, you know, hello and goodbye. It's simple, but everybody shares that with you, and everybody is welcoming with that.
And sometimes, you know, you might think, oh, that's just something they use for the tourists, you know, a little catchy thing. But no, really for these people, it genuinely and authentically is, it's a way of life for them. This is how they live their life, is with this attitude of Pura Vida. It's about dwelling on what's happening in the present moment. You go with the flow, you take it easy, don't worry about the things you can't control. Just dwell on what's right here and right now and find the good in that. Let go of the negative, don't freak out, and it's an amazing way of life, and it's what we've always taught, but the phrase Pura Vida sums up this whole concept so perfectly. This is what we want to share with you today.
Right, it's more than a phrase though, it's an emotion. It's the whole attitude of all the people and the way that they perceive things, whether it's good or bad or challenging. It's all taken on at this level of Pura Vida, and it's a way of life. So it doesn't matter what they live in. In fact, we passed home after home after home, which is just a tin shack with
corrugated tin roof and sometimes bamboo sides or tin sides.
Right, and some with no windows, no sides, not even completely closed up, with a satellite dish on top, and they just live the life of just live in the moment, take it easy, have fun, and it becomes a complete way of life for them.
It's enjoyable. And you know, we may criticize, oh, they don't have anything else, but they choose to satellite. That's a culture thing, okay? But it's the attitude that Kris was talking about. We're just going to sit back and enjoy life. It doesn't matter if a parrot flies in one window and out the other. We're enjoying life, or whatever it is that goes on.
Right. Well, and one of the things, the first day that we were here, we were walking around the pool. It's a gorgeous area. Walking around the pool, and we saw a bat in the kiddie pool. And we actually rescued the bat.
It's
trying to swim in this water, and we rescued the bat. But as we went in and we talked to the front desk and said, well, yeah, there was a bat in the water, and they're just like, oh yeah, they like to come in and get insects. It was no big deal to them, and we're like, there's a bat in the swimming pool.
But to them, it was life. It was something.
Right.
The lesson here is we can't stop bats from diving down for insects and sometimes landing in the pool. We can't stop it. So guess what? We're not going to worry about it.
And they even said, well, there's one iguana that likes to go in the swimming pool, so you will probably see him swimming before we're done. We haven't yet, but it's just an easy way of life, and it's living in the moment, and the things that you can't change, Why stress about it? You know, in the States, I can say that, but we have anxiety and stress and all these disorders, and we worry and we fret and stew. Yet, what would it be like if we just let the little things go, let the things go that we have no control of? How would our life be?
And that's the thing. We as in our culture, we get so caught up in worrying about the things that we cannot control. You know, we voted. Somebody got elected president. Either we did or we didn't like him. And then we spend the next 2 years or 4 years in freak out mode because we're not happy with who got elected, whatever. We can't control. We've done what we can. We've done what's in our power. Get politically involved if you want. But when you've done what you can, let it go. Worrying about it will not make it any better. It's just that this whole concept of Pura Vida, it's about being grateful for what you have and let go of the negative. Just
right.
let
Staying
go of
out
it.
of the negative. Why let it rule your life? Why let it overpower what's going on and what you really do have to be grateful for?
So really is, no matter how bad you've got it, there's someone somewhere in the world that has it much worse than you. And we really found that when our son went through cancer. And we just felt so overwhelmed. Here was this terrible thing. Kris was spending half of the year, literally spent over 180 nights in the hospital during that year that he had cancer. And it could get very overwhelming and depressing. But yet when we decided, you know what, let's go around and visit the other people. And we realized, man, they had it so much worse. Our son had a good chance of surviving, and he did survive. There were kids there who we knew would never leave.
But yeah, that never
Once
did
we
survive
went
it.
in to focus on them and try to share our companionship, our friendship with them, we realized their problems are so much greater than ours that, you know what, we were happier. That was Pura Vida style.
Right, it was easier to get through those hard times when we put our focus off of ourselves and onto someone else and what we could do to make things different. When you focus on what you can do instead of what you can't do or what's not happening, when you focus on what is happening, what is good in your life, what is moving you forward, you will be much happier. And that's how this whole country lives, is Pura Vida. It's okay. In fact, we had, while we've been here, we even had
incident,
yeah. Go ahead and tell them about that.
So in the capital city in San Jose, the traffic is just crazy. And you've seen in many countries south of the United States that, the traffic rules are a whole different. Actually, there are no rules, right?
Yeah, there's a few, but not very many.
So
people
motorcyclists
go
are
by them.
very prevalent here. And we've seen this over and over. They'll wind in and out of the traffic. They'll go up the right lane. If there's nobody in the oncoming traffic, they'll go into that lane and pass around cars, and that's just how they go. Well, we was heading down the road and stopped traffic to make a left-hand turn. We stopped, and then all the traffic stopped behind us. Finally, it cleared on the other side of us, and so I was pulling to make this left-hand turn. This motorcycle at that point decided it was time to go into that other lane that nobody was in because he didn't want to
Passed
wait.
right up the double yellow line.
And he went T-boned us right into the front fender. Oh, talk about a sick feeling. Look out the window and there's the front tire of the car on top of the motorcycle tire and this guy laying on the ground. And so we backed up the car, jumped around, are you okay, are you okay? And he's got a tear in his shirt and checked out. He looked around and checked himself. He says, no man, I'm good. He says, are you guys okay? Yeah, we had a little dent in the car and he had a few scratches on his motorcycle. I says, what should we do? He says, man, I'm good and you're good. Pura Vida. He shook my hand and says, Pura Vida, amigo. And got on his motorcycle and left with a smile, okay? Probably his fault, the accident. We wasn't concerned about that. We had insurance. He was okay. He was passing where he shouldn't have been. But he was just, you know, how many times do you see a situation like that where people end up yelling at each other, blaming it's your fault, you shouldn't have been here, you shouldn't have done that. And he was just Pura Vida, and off he went on his motorcycle.
Your hand, you know, Pura Vida, my friend, and everything's good. We're all good, everything's okay, and off he went. And that's how everything has been handled here in Costa Rica. It's been fantastic, whether it's the help that's helping you or, you know, the restaurants, the food, every single thing that we've had anything to do with. Everybody's just living in the moment, happy to be there, happy to serve, happy to be in the life that they have. Yesterday we did a game that we play quite a bit is ever wonder where a road goes? And
because I'm curious, and inquiring minds want to know.
And as we pulled off and went, I don't know how many miles we went, but we went through this a plantation of palm trees, but thousands and thousands of palm trees. And we went down this dirt road and we took off up into the hill. And as we got farther and farther into the mountain, and we were able to go see fabulous waterfalls, and we found some incredible things on our
scenery that nobody sees. This was just the end of this deserted road, and it went up into the rainforest. Oh, so beautiful!
Right.
It's just that whole attitude of what, just a curiosity and a zest for life, and let go of the negative.
Well, but while we were there, as we drove past, we saw several. It looked like black garbage bags, but it's black plastic that looked like roofs that they had put up. And we'd had several rainy days here, and as we came back, they were starting to collect back to those. We couldn't decide what they were. Out in the middle of this field, there's this plastic that looked like a roof, but we didn't know what it was. And as we came back through,
it was just like a lean-to, just up over some frames, and just like a lean-to.
Or over a tree branch and down like a little tent.
We thought, is that rain shelters for the workers, when a big monster or a big rain comes through. But when we came back, they were starting to prepare meals and starting to do things, and they would wave and smiles on their faces. And they have plastic over their head for a home, for a shelter. And we realized this was, migratory workers. They brought them in for a couple of weeks, a month, I don't know what it was. And they just lived simple, and they were happy. Nobody was complaining and whining. Here they were, just living with the barest of essentials, but they were happy.
Pura Vida.
Yeah. What price can you put on happiness? If I had this, if I did that, I could be happy. Happiness. Okay, let's let the paper go back down over the screen. Happiness is a choice. It's a decision. It's not about what's going on around you. That can affect you, but you get to decide whether you're happy. And so it's a choice, and that's what this whole thing is about. We noticed it in traffic. I mean, the traffic is just nuts. Scare us to death when we first got into that. But you know what? Traffic can be jammed up, locked up, five-way intersection with people backed up for blocks in every direction. Nobody yelled at each other. Somebody felt like they got cut off. They just smiled and went on. Nobody got upset, no angry. Yeah, you didn't see anybody pounding the dashboard or beating the windshield. It's the whole lifestyle here, and that's beautiful. The whole life lesson, the story, the theme here of this Pura Vida is to live in the moment. It's about having all of your life force energy here in the present and in the now. You may have heard in China they call it chi. Japan they call it ki. The people of India use the word prana. Okay, but it's that life force energy. It's what we have within us, and we all have a given amount, and we can expend it however we want. But when we end up worrying about things that happened in the past, what happened yesterday, a week ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, if we are all tore up in the anger, the grief, the sorrow, all of these negative emotions of what happened in the past, we are expending our life force energy. We're consuming, we're wasting a resource that we have. And that resource, when we expend it in the past, it can never change the past. It is gone, done, finito, caput. I don't even know what those words mean, but it's gone. You can't do anything about it, so give it up. What you can do is look at those situations from the past that you're still worrying about, that are consuming your energy now, and decide, is there a lesson? What can I have learned from that? What could I do different? Or something that happened to me that I had no control over? What have I gained? What kind of person have I become? What do I know now that I wouldn't have known before had I not gone through what was a hard and challenging experience? Right. Take those lessons and apply them in present state. Then you have full power. Worrying about what's going to happen in the future. Oh no, is the stock market going to crash? Yeah, you can make decisions to try and hedge yourself for the future, plan for the future.
But you can't control the future.
You can't control it.
The future will happen and unfold in the present as you get there. And you need to prepare for that, but at the same time, you also need to be able to live in the moment, to be able to take a lesson from the people here in Costa Rica, to actually live Pura Vida style, and to enjoy it, to take that energy of your life, to take all those things that you have going on and find the good. I teach a lot of times the gifts in your garbage, finding the gifts in the garbage. Find those things, those lessons, those things that you've gone through to make you a stronger person, to make you know more, have better knowledge, and move past those challenges so that you can be a stronger person and that you can enjoy your life force energy. You can enjoy your life at the level that you that you want to. I got distracted by that iguana.
I know, the iguana just went running across behind us, and we're like, ah, squirrel! But it really is the life force energy. I mean, people talk about the law of attraction. Why can't I call these things into my space? And they read the book or watch the little movie, The Secret, for example, or any of those things. And they go through all the steps, and yet the good things don't come to them. Your life force energy is that magnetic energy that pulls the things that you desire to you. And really, it always works. So what are you spending your time in negative thoughts, worrying about the past, worrying about bad things that have happened? Because that's what you will attract to you. If you live in the moment, Pura Vida style, you're going to attract the good life. And it really does. It makes life so much better and happier. When we focus on the negative, we attract the negative. When we focus on the Pura Vida, we live the Pura Vida.
And look at it, it's beautiful. It's been a fantastic, almost 10 days. We love being here. We love being with you. Thanks for joining us on this episode. And live the happy life.
Absolutely. We invite you to take a lesson from the beautiful people of Costa Rica and
Vida.
get a little bit of Pura Vida in your vida.
Woohoo.
So,
see you next time.
hasta luego.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.